Hello, my friend, and welcome to another mini social media marketing masterclass. Hope you had a fantastic week. Without further ado, let's begin. All right, this week we're going to talk about promote your business from your Facebook page, but we're going to go through step by step. I have selected, I'm going to talk about 3 of the ads that you can run from your page. That is definitely from because of the small businesses that I serve. And if you're a small business, this is very important. There are 3 things. There are obviously a lot you can do, but from your business page, these 3 are the 3 that I will recommend for you to start playing with. So I am going to look at the comments. Hi. Lovely to see you too. I can't see who's commenting, but we'll get there. I am gonna at the end we're gonna do some Q&As, but for now, sit back, have your notepad ready, and let's begin. All right, my friends. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to go through the introduction to page promotion very quickly. I'm going to go through it because I went through it last week. I'm going to go through boost your post. This has been such a controversial topic. The question has always been boost or not to boost, but we're going to go through it today because I am always yes, boost and test. So we're going to boost your event. And then we're going to promote your business locally. This is one of the things that I have actually experienced with a lot of small business owners, that they think Facebook is mainly for people who have an online business. And that is not correct, my friend. You have a brick and mortar business. Facebook is definitely for you as well. And then we're going to go editing live ads. I'm going to go through this step by step very briefly. And we're going to talk about measuring your ad success as to where to look. All right, let's begin. So, introduction to page promotion. Like I said last week, I went through it in details as to what the page promotions are and what you can do. So, page promotions are Facebook ads you create directly from your business page, fan page, whatever you call it, in contrast to the ads that you can create in Ads Manager. And Ads Manager, it's like your marketing department. When you're running a business, you might have a different department. So in the Facebook ecosystem or Facebook world, they do have a section that's Ads Manager. It's very sophisticated. And it's very easy. I can say it's very easy to use because I use it all the time. But when you're starting out, it might be a bit overwhelming and frustrating. But I would 100% recommend for you to test and try it. Start small and simple and just grow from there, because all of us done exactly the same thing. So the thing that you can do or create ads from your Facebook page is you can promote your website, you can promote your page, you can promote your event, your call to action, which is the section in your page underneath your business's cover letter. Either learn more, call us, send a message. That is your call to action. You can promote that button specifically. You can promote your local business. This is so important. And my favorite, that it's such a shit stirrer, is boosting your post. So this is what you can do. The benefit, what are the benefits of it? You can create ads very quickly using promotion in your page, because most of the time Facebook actually use the images you have or the text you have to help you to create, to do an ad very quickly. We use it to understand what content resonates with the audience. This is one of the reasons that probably a lot of so-called marketers or influencers do not understand it. The problem with boosting a post is it actually helps us to understand what content resonates with the audience, with your business audiences. It's a quickest way to put your post in front of your fans or followers, remembering that organic posts have actually reach of the organic post has declined. Still works if you're doing Facebook Lives, it absolutely works, but it actually has declined. Remembering this is a business, so is your business. I would recommend for you to consider it. It's the quickest way to put your post in front of your fans, and I think it's the cheapest way because you're putting it in front of people who already follow you and like you. Find the right audience. What happened is when you're starting advertising in Facebook, I call it, there is a donation. Don't know if there's a donation period, and that donation period is you donating to Facebook. The reason we do that is because algorithm in the background, this AI, is amazing, sophisticated AI in background, learns about your business, who interacts with you, if the interaction, because they can track it, the AI, not they can track what the interaction is. Do they land on your website from there? Do they send you a message? Do they share this post? That way, the algorithm learns who actually resonate with your business, because they do have a data on all of us as to what we do, and they use that data to put your post, your business, in front of right people. So there is a donation period that you pay Facebook, but it actually pays you back 100-fold if you stick with it. So that's finding a right audience, easy to set up, budget and duration. It's very simple. We go through it very quickly with you so you know how simple that is. Manage ads on the go via your page. So it is, again, it's easy. Before we go ahead, I want to remind you, only small percentage of your marketing budget I will recommend to use from promoting using a Facebook page. Because the reason I say that Ads Manager, like I said, Ads Manager is very sophisticated. You can always try and test different images, different text to put in front of different audiences, understanding that I'm actually going to assume that you know who your audiences are. You might not have to have one kind of audience, but you might have different customer avatar or different ideal clients. So that definitely helps when you use Facebook Ads Manager. But small percentage of your marketing money, yearly marketing money, I do recommend to goes towards using some of the simple buttons in your Facebook page, which is promoting it via your page. But always remember, try to use Ads Manager for most of your ads creation, especially if we're doing lead gen. 100%. Again, honestly though, still works. I've tried it using the Facebook promotion in the page. It does work. There is more work. It's just you don't have a lot of control. You don't see a lot, but you still can use it. It's getting better and better. Okay, so now without further ado, let's talk about the most controversial word in a Facebook ecosystem or in a Facebook advertising word, and that is boost your post. Okay, so what it means to boost a post. It's very simple. What it means that you're turning your post into an ad on Facebook ecosystem. That's all it does. That's what it is. The boost is you're converting it from the post that you created and is sitting there into an ad. That's all it does. So without posting, so one thing is what I've seen it work over and over. There is a caveat. We're going to go through it as to when it actually works. So what it is your content you post on your Facebook without boosting it, it may still appear on your people or your audience's news feed, especially if they're following your page. However, again, being organic has declined down to 2 to 5%. It will definitely expand your reach, your post reach. Definitely do it. So boosting it helps extend your reach, and it may actually increase likelihood of more people may react, comment, or share. It has been times that, from my experience, that I've advertised and boosted a post. It doesn't necessarily, this is not a lead gen exercise, boosting a post. This is top of the funnel material that you bring people in. It has been some cases that we have had became a lead and became a paying customer, but it all depends on, I don't want you to look at boosting posts as when I boost a post, it's going to bring customers in. This is your top of the funnel. This is where you start awareness and engagement. That's what we're going to talk about as to why boost your post. Boosting a post increases number of people who see it. Hopefully you know who to put it in front of, and it's just for increased engagement with the post. For the engagement purposes, for the top of the funnel purposes, boosting post works tremendously important. You don't have to spend a lot of money. My friends, I'm going to tell you, boosting post works. So this is the two things I want you to consider when you're boosting posts. This is not necessarily lead gen. This is not necessarily the bottom of the funnel stuff. This is top of the funnel when we bring people in. Okay, so boosting your post, there's obviously 3 ways you can boost your post. We're going to go through it very quickly. So start with one of the 3 ways that you can boost it. You obviously have seen it. That there is that blue button. There is a controversy as to Facebook is using that blue button to lead us to press that button from a psychological reason. I don't know. They can't manipulate me, and their colors are blue, so they obviously thought about this. I don't know. So there's different ways that you can get into your boost button. It's either you can press on the boost button underneath your post. It's either on the left side, you can press that, it gets you there. Or when you go to the ad section of it, promote, it will take you there as well. So then again, when you get to the promote button, it will open up the little window which you select to boost the post. You can boost your Instagram post as well, remembering Facebook owns Instagram. Second one is select your post. So this is where the confusion part is. So everybody asks me, so I don't know what post to boost. You can't just randomly boost any post. So it needs to be, there always has to be a thought process behind it. This is why it doesn't work, because there is no thought process behind it. And I think in some of our cases that it worked fabulously is because there is a thought process behind it. So this is a question I always get asked. I don't know what to post. So let's talk about which post you want to boost. Excuse me. Any post that increases, so you got to remember, any post that might increase your audience awareness and or get your audience interested in your business. So there's 2 things. Any post that you think it will increase the audience awareness of your business and yourself, depending if you're a public figure, if you are your own business, or if gets your audience interested in your business, in the products and services you have to offer. So photos and videos of your business. Give audience a chance to tour your business location and behind the scene. This is one of the best one has worked for us, for the businesses that I worked with, that we take them behind the scene. And when we boost those posts, it works really well because it's an introduction to the business. It's not salesy at all, and it works really well. Products and services. Show your audience what your business has to offer and how you can be a perfect solution for their problem or their pain points. So this is again a products and services. When I talk about products and services, I'm not talking about selling. I'm not talking about, hey, guess what I have? We talk about how this particular product solves their problem, gets rid of their pain points. So this is again another post that you can definitely boost. Next one, sales and promotions. Obviously, this is a business and you do own a business, and we need to talk about the sales and promotion. So you can absolutely create a post when I have seen it plenty of times that people create a post about the special coming up in their business, but they don't boost it. And you can 100% boost that definitely use that to boost it. Use that post to boost. Page fans. Increase your page followers. If you're creating valuable content, again, we talked about this, you have to create a valuable content. These are top of the funnel. So when you're creating valuable content, you can use those to increase the page followers. You can use it at one of the things you can boost. One of the goals of boosting is you can actually ask people to like or follow your page. Or other content, any content that gets your audience to engage with your business, either educational, same thing you can use for increasing your following, same thing you can use for talking about your products or services. So anything that helps your audience to engage with your business, to understand your business, being educational content, inspirational, and entertaining content. So these are the posts, my friend, you can absolutely boost. Don't boost random stuff that means nothing. This is a business. You got to look at it as a business. This is not a hobby. And this platform is a marketing platform, exactly the same way that you might be advertising on newspapers. I don't even know if they exist, or magazines or TV. You have to look at this with intent as to what you want trying to achieve. All right. We're going to talk about selecting your goals. The third step when we're doing when we're doing the boosting a post, again, this is where you got to create goals. It's not just about pressing buttons. We need to select a goal. So when you actually select a goal, mainly it comes up with automatic. You can, in some cases that we have tried, they worked. Majority of time, we like to have control as to what we want to do. So use boost button for engagement. Comment and share, get more messages or video views only. So I want you to remember, this is what we want. And use ads manager for most of your ads creation. I want to keep repeating that. The boost post works fabulously. Like, it's amazing. It's because we use it for engagement and it works. I'm going to keep repeating this. It works. I'm sure there's a lot of people disagree with this, but it works. I've done it. I've tried it for businesses and it works fine. So selecting your goal, it's very, very important. Sometimes it depends. If you select a video to boost, if you're selecting a post and you're selecting video, your goal is going to be different. When you're selecting your goals, the goals are different. I would like you to stick to get more messages or get more video views. This is very important because we can always go back and retarget. Or if you're actually doing a picture post, then definitely get more engagement. And if you can, get more messages, because if it works, then we can start a conversation, and that's very important. Defining your audience. So one of the reasons that the boost post does not work, it's because there is no thought process behind it. There is no thought process as to who is this for. From the beginning, when I created this content, who was this for? The challenges that a lot of people have, it's because we don't sit down and define our audience. We need to know, because Facebook randomly, as you can see, audience living in Australia, because I live in Australia, and the age comes up, and that's the default age. So it's very important for you to go through this. You can see some of the stuff that you can see here. These are my audiences that I have created. You can create your new audiences, which I would recommend for you to do it. We might actually run a workshop about defining your audience. So if you have struggled with defining your audience, I do have a training that we did last year. You can still sitting in the group. If you go into the social media marketing, the 6th step we took last year, defining your audience training is there under the guide. I would like you to go and review that to make sure that you are putting it in front of right people. With the age, I wouldn't be too much concerned about the age part. Certain businesses, you might be listening to this and go, no, I know that the businesses that I can help, for example, in my case, the businesses that I deal with, the majority of time, they're established businesses, and the ages are over the age of 30. So I don't deal with a lot of people who are less than the age of 30, probably about 35 to about 55, the people that I deal with and the people that I work with. However, if you have an audience and if you have a business that this doesn't necessarily the age matters, you have people who are over 65 and buy it, and you have people who are actually 19 years old and buy it, I wouldn't go crazy with the audience. I just leave it as it is. Facebook ecosystem and the AI is very sophisticated, and it goes and puts your ad in front of people who actually will be, maybe they're interested in your product. Somewhere, somehow, they showed some interest. So leave that age group as is. Don't play with it too much because again, it's sophisticated. It worked in my cases that I've done so many advertising. Leaving it as the age, yeah, 100% works. You don't have to change it depending on what it is. Honestly, I have done it with the age and without the age. I didn't see any different. It works much better if I leave for Facebook to decide. Okay, so now we defined our audiences, which is the hardest part, the most important part. We can now set duration and budget. So you can actually set a duration and budget up here with the how many days, when you're going to finish. You can either choose either of them. There is a pre-selected price in there. You can use this lever to go higher and lower. In the boosted case, in the boosted post, in my case, the cheapest one, $12, which is to run it for the 8 days for $12. It's a bit that I wouldn't do that. If you can do probably at least about 3 or 4 days per day, I would 100% recommend that, because the more money you put into it, the better it is going to be. I'm not recommending to spend $10 a day, but it depends on a lifetime value of your clients, and it all depends on the budget. And the highest we could go that I tested out yesterday was to go to $500 for the whole 8 days. So now we set duration and budget. You can also see that little tiny pen button. Pen, you can actually manually edit the figures as well. You don't have to play with that lever down here. So now we set our budget. Now it will ask you about placement. I want you to leave that to Facebook. Please do not change anything. Do not touch anything. Just make sure the posts that you're creating are the posts that it works for Instagram as well. The creative, the image I'm talking about, it works for Instagram as well. But just leave that to Facebook. Do not touch the placement. Let Facebook do it. It is a sophisticated machine, I'm telling you. So leave that as Facebook. The next one, it's the pixel. This is such an important thing. Facebook pixel is a code that you put on your website, on the header of your website. So this code actually track what is happening, who actually from your ad lands on your website. Where would they go? Through there, you can do the retargeting and remarketing to these people, because if they land on your website, most of the time they might be interested in what you're selling and what you're offering. So now we install the pixel. There is a link on the slide that I'm going to download in the group. Click on that, make sure you install the pixel. Next one, you got to review your payment. If there is changes, you need to change it there. And then voila, now you're ready. You're ready to boost that button. So when you boost that button, the right-hand side, you will get a little notification that it is going to be on review. Everything gets reviewed in Facebook. And trust me, there's so many times it gets rejected that you think you know everything, it will get rejected again. So don't panic if it gets rejected. Look into it. One of the things that I would recommend is get yourself very, very familiar with Facebook policies, advertising policies. Well, actually, I don't think I've got it here, but I will put the link in there for you to access. So there you go, my friend. There's the boosting post. The next one. Okay, so I'm going to talk about, before I go, I'm going to talk about the key takeaways. So the rules are that there are no rules. You have to test to see what works for your business. What frustrates me, probably frustration is the better word for me in my case. I've been doing marketing and been in the business for probably 18 years. I've done it from yellow pages and newspapers to the online, and my fascination and what I love is Facebook. But one thing that it frustrates me is when marketers come and go, no, you cannot do that. Don't do that. There are some tactics, obviously there are some strategies work, but always test and trial because your audience are different. It's so hard to say your business is exactly the same as business. So the rule is, there is no rule in marketing. You have to test and try it to see what works for you. Definitely put a small budget aside to convert content. Boost posts to help increase awareness and engagement, my friend. This is top of the funnel. It's not a lead gen. Eventually, if you have a nurture process, it might become a lead, but there is no guarantee. It's for engagement only. And if your boosted post doesn't work, it's you're putting it in front of wrong people. People obviously bought the likes or followers in their page, which they used to do that. And unfortunately, still people do that. There is people out there who sell you, I'm going to increase your following. It doesn't work. You're either putting it in front of, if either your audience are wrong audience, or the message you're actually talking about has nothing to do with them, or actually your content is crap. Some of this stuff, like for the video views, works perfectly. The engagement works perfectly because videos are really big and it's really good. I would definitely want you to try videos, but it's just your content is not good. So test and try it. The engagement part of it works. If it doesn't, means you're putting it in front of a wrong crowd. You don't have the right crowd on your page and your content is crap. It's got nothing to do with your business, or there's no thought process behind it. Okay, so now we talked about that. We're going to boost your event. Again, what is boosting your event? Is boosting your event to increase the awareness, increase RSVPs, and drive ticket sale if it is a chargeable event. So there are two objectives. When you're boosting your event post, there's two objectives. One is increase ticket sale and the other one is reach more people. If you are boosting your event and you don't see one of the options, you only see reach more people, it's because there is no URL in your event. So Facebook doesn't recognize it as that you want to sell tickets. So there's a two objective. In my case, if you look at it, because mine is for free, so all it comes up, if you look at it, I've just did a little boost for you guys to see last night. It says interested. So that's what it comes up if it's actually free. Again, you can access that right underneath your event, or you can access that in the promote section, or you can go to your event section and press promote. Again, choose your objective. In my case, it was only interest. So it was only reach more people because obviously it's a free event. But if you are selling, if your event is chargeable event, I will definitely go with increased ticket sale. You can use both if you want to, but I'll go with increased. You can't use both. You can only use one. But in Facebook Ads Manager, you can. Okay, so now it comes to choosing your creative. And by creative, I mean images and text. By default, Facebook uses your event picture and your event text. However, it might be too long. They prefer you to have shorter text. They will tell you. Down here in the text section, as you see, there's got the green line around it. It will tell you if it's too long. The picture might have to change because the picture that you create for the event, it's a bit wider, but you can bring it down and fit to size. You do have that option when you're creating ads, and you can actually get, as you can see right here, you can single image. You don't have to go with this image. You can use a video if you want. You can use a slideshow if you want. You can use anything that you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be the event cover. You can use people who have attended your event before. You can definitely use that. Just be creative and just try and test. The next one is defining your audience. This is very, very important. The thing I love about Facebook is you can target people by your zip code. This applies if you have an in-person event. Facebook gives you an opportunity, and they 100% recommend for you to do that, is you can actually put zip code. Let's say you run the event in wherever you are, where I am in Western Australia. Let's say you're running it in Perth CBD, which is our business district. So let's say you run it in the business district in middle of the Perth city. So what you do is you actually you put the zip code in there and you say what radius you want, because what Facebook recommend, and I think it makes perfect sense, is you want to make it easier for people who actually live there that they will attend. They come if they want to, but it makes it easier if it's closer to the event, especially if you run it in the evening. There's so much to think about, but definitely define your audience. That goes exactly the same who they are. If in my case, if you're entrepreneurs, if small business owners, local business owners, that will be part of the interest section. But I would 100% recommend, if it's an in-person event, even if it's online event and you are serving local businesses, definitely put that in there. So again, go back to the define your audience training to understand your audience, because it's very important. Next one, again, set budget and duration. We got all of that. You can change it. You can do all of this. This one I want you to remember, you got to make sure you give at least 3 or 4 days to your ads to learn and to move. Depends on your budget, obviously. One thing that they say leave it for 72 hours. It 100% depends on your budget. If I'm advertising for clients and we are spending $100 to $200 a day, I don't wait for 72 hours because I do have Facebook has enough dough to play with it. But with the smaller ones, definitely at least 72 hours. It all depends. Again, in this case, 3 or 4 days, my friends. You got to allow the algorithm to learn about your event, whatever is happening. So payment method, again, you got to make sure that you have a correct payment method. You got to review to make sure you're happy with everything, and press boost. So that's when your event gets boosted and put in front of people. It will take about 24 hours to approve, maximum 24 hours. Usually they're very quick because it's AI who's checking it, and they're only looking for certain words to make sure that you are following the Facebook ads policy and you're not misleading people. We don't make sure that you follow their policy. So there is a boost event takeaway. Read those takeaway, and it's just a point that I want you to remember. All right, next. This is my favorite. Promote your business locally. As a local business owner, you have so much there's so much opportunity for you out there to use Facebook for your business, for your local business. Amount of people tell me, oh, local business is hard. I can't advertise. I can't actually see who's coming, who's going. Who cares? You have the facility to bring people in. That's what we want. And when you bring people in, when you're ready, we can talk about this, that there is a nurture sequence. There's a nurture process into this. And selling, my friend, there's nothing wrong with selling. If you're solving your people's problem, there is nothing wrong with selling. All right, let's begin. Again, it's the same step by step you got to go for. But so before you do promoting your business locally, you got to make sure that you do have a physical address. You can't have an online business and do a local advertising. Not online business. If you not have an address and people doesn't come to you, it's going to be a bit difficult. But for the brick and mortar business owners, this is for you, my friend. Just take advantage of this. So obviously you need to make sure your physical address is correct because we're going to go with the zip code. Again, promote. This is very different, promoting your business locally. You can't just press any button. So we actually go and press a promote button to get in there. Then you promote your business locally. It will only appear if you do have a physical address in your page. Otherwise, it will not appear. If you select that there is no physical address, it will not appear. So defining your audience, again, this is the most important part, the set radius. So 5 mile, obviously, because it's a US company, it comes in miles, it's not kilometers. And no, you can't change it. So this is the most important part. As a local business owner, you want to be in front of people who are local to you as well. You can advertise anywhere you want, but as a local business owner, you can put your business in front of people who are local to you. You can select a radius. When I say local, it doesn't necessarily have to be in zip code, which you absolutely can do that as well. We do it for the restaurants that we put a zip code in there. If they have a special coming up, for example, on Tuesday and Wednesday night, they're not that busy. Well, with COVID, shit happened, but they're not that busy, and we can definitely use the zip code to go into the small radius wherever they are in the zip code, and we put the ad. If they have a special on Tuesday night, order for two, eat for one. No, order for one, eat for two. So there's so much you can do. That's when we use the zip code. So then choose your age range, gender, and special interest. Again, depending on your business, depending what you're doing, it's important. Age and gender. Again, I wouldn't worry about it at all. I wouldn't be fussy about it, because sometimes if it's like they show each other, But I wouldn't fuss about if they tell you, oh no, maybe your age range is wrong, or maybe the gender is wrong. Let Facebook determine, let people decide if they want to. Again, it depends on your business. If you are a coach to women, it's a different story. However, it's just, we have best friends who are guys, so it's just so hard to say no, you can't do that. Every business is different, but I wouldn't worry about it too much depending on your business, especially local businesses. I wouldn't worry about it too much. But if you're servicing Ferraris and stuff, I don't know, maybe there's a 19-year-old who owns a Ferrari. Anyway, moving on. So there's a step one. Step one. Again, choosing your creative. So you can 100% change all of this. You can change the description. You can change your photos. You can even use up here, see, use a post. You can absolutely use your current post. Remember, we were boosting it before, but to promote your business locally, if you've done a video about one of your products, if there's a video out there that your customer is giving you an amazing review, you can use that for your business as well. So you can do that. The call to action, you can change. Most of the time it comes up based on what is the call to action on your page right now. So you can actually update that and make it change, but you can, in that down arrow, you can change. Next one. So you again set the budget. You can use the lever to move date, and you can actually change the budget. Funny enough, you can start with $2 a day, and then you can change it to however you want. I need you to consider as the lifetime value of your customers. You need to understand when someone comes in, when they spend one time, how often they come back. If your services, they will come back. It's very important for you to understand the lifetime value of your clients, how long they will come back, how often they come back. So it's very important. That determines when you spending some advertising on any advertising. Obviously, we want a small budget for this, but when you are sitting down and having an advertising plan or advertising budget for the whole year, you need to remember what is the lifetime of your client when they come in. This is very important. This is something I'd like to talk about actually. Again, check the placement, leave it to Facebook. Do not touch anything, my friend. Let Facebook decide. However, make sure the creative you're using, like images you're using, it's compatible for both the platforms. So check payment, review, and my friend, press promote. Again, it will take up to 24 hours for them to get back to you and say approve it or not. So there is a promote locally. There's a takeaway. The key takeaway is use this function to promote your local brick and mortar business. Make sure you add your business location to your page. Select the call to action. This is very important. Select the call to action for your promotion that fits the goal of your promotion. You always have to think, what is this ad is going to do for my business? What is this going to do for me? We can't just go there and go, okay, I'll do advertising. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. There has to be a thought process behind it. So that's the takeaway. So we're going to talk about so editing live ads. You're probably putting an ad in and go, oh shit, now what? Like you find out, okay, I forgot there is a misspell there. You checked it and you go, oh my God, it's a misspell there. I don't know what to do. Don't panic. You can always pause it and change it. That's what I love about this platform. So what kind of ads you can edit? Every single boost post is one of the ones that you can't edit the text and image at all, because obviously you've already created it on your Facebook page. You can't edit the images. You can edit the audience, who is going to sit in front of. You can edit the budget and duration. So if you go through them, you can actually see that with every ad, that every promotion, what you can change. Majority of them you can change. Most of the stuff, it's the boosted posts that you cannot change a lot. So go to the ad, you can go to the ad center or business manager. I've actually in here gone to the business manager. So you go to your ad section, same thing. I'll show you in the in your page as well. So when you go to your ad center on the left hand side of the column, you can click on there. It's exactly the same. So then you will see the ads that it's running. Same thing, view results. The one is actually you go through your page instead of going through your business manager. It's a blue button that you will see. It says view results. So view results, when you click on view result, it opens the ad for you. It's got an overview. And then what you do is you press edit. And that's how you can actually go in there. You can edit it, do all of your changes, then press save. When you're pressing save, if you're changing some, they might actually come up with being checked. Some of the stuff, if you're changing audience, most of the time actually they check it, they review it, but sometimes it takes longer if there is a wording that they don't like, because there is a lot of people who think they're very clever and they manipulate this. I would not recommend for you to do that. You're not in the business of manipulating people. You're in a business of helping and serving people, my friends. Okay, so editing takeaway. This is a takeaway that I want you to have a look at. Again, make sure you follow Facebook ads policy and their guidelines. I would definitely recommend for you to understand them. So another one is, okay, so before we start, so make sure you understand the ads policy. Make sure that you follow rules, and make sure this training, obviously, there are people out there who, unfortunately, mostly in marketing and sales business, there is a lot of people out there who do not have a good rap and do have a good name, or they don't even give a good name to the marketers and other salespeople who ethically market. But just make sure that you follow the ads policy. I'm not going to say much, but just follow the guidelines and ads policy, and make sure you look after your customers. They are very important to you. Okay, measuring your ad success. Let's say we created all the ads, but hang on, we need to measure it. We need to make sure. There are a couple of things I want to let you know. So on the left-hand side of your page, you will see the page inside, which is overview, followers, ads, likes, reach. It will tell you how many people you reached. One of the things I wanted to look at, there are a couple of places that you can actually see. There are so many places that you can see if your ads are working well, if it's giving you the outcome you want or your business want. Does this ad doing what it's supposed to do? What does that gonna no, actually that's a better word. Is it doing what it's supposed to do? So the page insight is where you can actually check. That's what gives you most of the information that you need with your ads. So under the page inside, you can go to the page summary. It offers a high-level glimpse of overview. It's actually called page summary. So this page offers a high glimpse of how your ads are performing. So there are different sections. You will see them in a different section that they're in. So there is an explanation. I've created a little table for you to see. So action on the page, it means the number of clicks on your page's contact information and call to action button. This is obviously important. Video views are important. Post engagement are important. Reach of the post is very important. So when the reach is high, and it doesn't necessarily mean the engagement is low. They work well together, but you got to you got to understand them, and you got to make time, and you got to test and try. But these are the insight that this is a high overview or a high glimpse of how your ads are doing. Not just your ad, even your organic posts. But I'm hoping if you're not sticking to you're not sticking to organic posts and you're spending some money on advertising, because my friends, if you're not spending on advertising, I don't recommend Facebook for you, or even, it's just not a business, it's a side hustle. So we need to make money for you so you can create a life for yourself and make a difference in people's lives. So then the next one is a recent promotion. So in the recent promotion section on the inside, it will tell you how when you manage all your promotion, you will see how they are doing. This is another part. You can see how your ad success is. Another one, your 5 most recent posts. When you go on your page summary or page insight, it actually has a section that says your 5 most recent posts. That gives you an sort of an insight as to how they're doing. Both of them, organic, boosted posts, organic or paid ones, which is very important. These 3 sections I want you to have a look at, and I want you understand it. If you're confused, it's okay, because we all be confused, but look for what it's done. Reach is very important and engagement is very important. because you got to remember, we're talking about the boosting post. We're talking about boosting post, boosting event, and promoting your business locally at the moment. I'm not talking about the lead gen. But you need to know, you need to be on top of what is happening and how your ads are working. So measuring your ad success, the key takeaways, I've actually created a couple of points down there that it's for you to read and understand. So it's very important, my friend. All right, so we're getting to Q&A. I don't know who is here. Let's go to, okay, let's go to the comment section. Who do we have here? Is anyone here? We go to the Q&A. And see if anyone is here. We can, otherwise we continue. I won't take your time and we can move on. Let me see. Hopefully you had, if you're watching this later on, if there is any questions, do not hesitate to send questions through. We're happy to help out. Oh yeah, it's hi John, lovely to see you too. Hope you're doing well. All right, everybody. I am not going to waste anyone's time, and enjoy the rest of your week. And we talk next week where we're going to have another mini social media marketing masterclass. Until then, take care of yourself and see you then. Bye.